So call to order 7:31. Doesn't look like there's any public participation.
Don't see anybody.
And yep, I don't see anybody. So then the approval of the minutes from the June 17th meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes as you sent them out
Right.
from the June 17th meeting.
Perfect. I second the motion. And then should we vote?
Yes.
All right. So Tiana, you vote
Yes.
with it, yes, and I am a yes. All right. So the minutes are approved from June 17th. Perfect. Next item is to review the program proposal and anything sort of new that came up. I did a little bit of thinking on this, so I just have a couple things to share. If you want to go first, that's totally fine as well.
I don't think I have anything new since we last met. I was away for some of that time and
Yeah. No, I feel like it came up quick and it made me think about sort of the process and if that was the best way to approach it. So my one thought to share was that I wasn't sure if I was getting email blasts through for Town Day. And I was thinking, I was like, well, this might be a really good line of potential pilot participants. Since they are in Wakefield, they are obviously participating in Wakefield events. And we'd have the opportunity to potentially see them in person. So
yeah.
I was thinking if we would be able to either talk to Erin about either accessing that or having her send that out, since this is you know, a committee, if it was something that maybe we can shoot out that way directly to the Wakefield businesses. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I liked the in-person piece mixed with these are people who are kind of committed to being a Wakefield business.
Right. And being like visible in Wakefield, like,
Correct.
you know, they bother to go to Town Day means they're,
Yeah.
you know, engaged in the town.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that could be a useful time to sort of share things out and be able to provide information and stuff.
Yeah. So something like that. And then my second.
I signed us up for Town Day for
Oh,
the
good.
committee.
Awesome.
After
Yeah.
the meeting last week, it sounded like we had enough people who would attend that.
Great.
So I have submitted the application. So ESC will have a spot at Town Day.
Okay, that's perfect. And I can always go around and kind of like, we can sort of do the green business thing as well, if we want to go around and sort of pitch it. The other thought I had was, I know we were saying we might be targeting a couple of businesses as well, target in a positive way of like just kind of reaching out to them.
Yeah. Folks we think might be interested.
Exactly that. So I was thinking that in terms of meetings, so I was thinking along the lines of us having, obviously we talked about the virtual plus this like in-person sort of thing. And if we come up with a number, like let's say we're looking at 5 businesses for this pilot program, right? I was wondering your opinion on what, if it would be more worthwhile to kind of have those 5 people, when they commit, they express their interest and we say, okay, we have our 5, right? And then we say to them, okay, so we can either come into your business and like have this little meeting and just info session, answer questions, or we could do it virtually and kind of see what works for the business, because I feel like that's a really good buy-in part.
Absolutely.
I don't want to run the risk of I don't want to say wasting you and my time, but if we're preparing for something and nobody shows up, you know, like I think about that and go, ooh, okay, that might not be worth.
Well, I mean, I guess is it a chicken and egg thing? Like, are we looking to have, is that about before they've decided to participate in the pilot or after? Because like I thought maybe what we were thinking of doing was an info session for folks who are considering participating or, you know, who hadn't heard about it yet. And we would say, oh, we'll do, you know, we'll be on Zoom on whatever day, and businesses can join to learn more about it and decide if it's right for them.
I gotcha. Okay. So that's
versus like, once they sign up, then yeah, we should figure out whatever's good for them
got it.
for supporting their actual, any changes. We can do that in person or virtually, whatever
Right.
makes sense.
So that might make sense if, let's say, I guess the whole advertising piece. So let's say we shoot out an email blast, we do a Facebook post. I was going to write that this week. Actually, I meant to do it before this meeting, but like have a Facebook post that I can run by you, sort of thing. Um, and then maybe from there, because we might get people that say, yeah, I want in, like right off
Yeah,
the bat, like, yep,
right.
this is
Don't
great.
need an info session. They're just,
I don't need it. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
good. This is kind of free and I want to be
right.
a part of it. And there also might be people, to your point, in that boat of, hey, I'm interested, but I'm not really sure. I want more information. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yep.
we can like cross that bridge
Mhm.
after we get some participants. Yeah, I was just thinking about that in terms of what would be best for
Yeah.
how to kind of get
Yeah, I
the
suspect that talking it up, like one-on-one sessions, either, walking around town or at town
yeah,
day or things like that
yeah,
are probably most useful, because then they can ask questions. They can say, oh, well, what if I'm already doing this thing? So, oh, great. Well, that's great. They're already doing, we can
right,
have
right.
have that real-time conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like that'll be the most beneficial because I think business owners might have a tendency to say, well, I already do that or that doesn't apply to me, so just making
Right.
it really tailored to what they need.
Yeah.
And again, this is a whole work in progress. So there's gonna be a lot of learning for us and them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, okay. So
Before we start doing that, do we want to have some, I mean, I guess we have the page with, what the actions can be. Do we want to have that like live somewhere? Do we want to like put it on our webpage or somewhere like that where people can find it?
yeah, I think that would be helpful, right? People can look for
So
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We have that document. I can beautify it a little bit and then,
And I think we should just have some language at the top about pilot draft where,
uh,
this may change. We reserve the right to change what, any of these,
okay,
add to it, something like that, so that people don't
okay.
think it's totally set in stone.
Set in stone. Okay, so maybe some language about the pilot program on the Town Wakefield website.
Like, so that if people hear about it, or, the Facebook post or whatever thing,
Yep,
we have somewhere we can point them. Here's somewhere to go
that's a
for
good
more
idea.
info.
Okay, I think that's actually great. And then in the post, I'll write it, but I wasn't sure how much information we want in there. If it's more of a like, we're starting an initiative in Wakefield, we're looking for 5+ businesses that would like to be part
Do we want to
and just
just workshop with the language right now? We can just
yeah, we could do
rewrite it
that.
right now.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. I can write it on this end. I don't think I have to screen share it, but if you want me to, if you're a visual learner, I'm happy to do that.
That's okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, so start what you were saying.
Okay, so I was gonna say, we are starting an initiative in Wakefield or for Wakefield businesses?
Yeah, for Wakefield businesses
Wakefield businesses
to support and recognize.
support and recognize sustainable practices or
Yeah.
sustainable practices. Let's see, we're starting an initiative for Wakefield businesses to support and recognize sustainable practices. Should we like actually name those?
Maybe it's clearer to say we're starting an initiative to support and recognize sustainable practices by Wakefield businesses. Right? We're not trying to get Wakefield businesses to support
Yep,
the
yep, yep.
practices.
Correct. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah,
this is the sort of thing I could imagine someone reading and interpreting the
yep,
opposite way.
absolutely. Yep.
Um,
We're starting an initiative to support and recognize sustainable practices by Wakefield businesses.
we're looking for 5+ businesses to pilot to participate in a pilot of this program this year,
Looking for
over the
5+
next year.
participate in this program. Yep. Over the next year. Should I say the Environmental Sustainability Committee or
Mhm.
is
I mean,
looking
that's
for?
probably implied by we, but
Right. The Environmental Sustainability Committee is looking
If-
for 5+. Yeah, that's true. If it's coming from, who's the post coming from? Is it coming from the ESC?
yeah, but you know what, in case people are sharing it,
Just to have it on there, just to,
might as well, yeah.
all right. So the Environmental Sustainability Committee is looking for 5+ businesses to participate in this program over the next year.
Pilot.
Oh, this pilot program
Yeah.
over the next year. Do we want to say briefly what it would involve, just so, you know?
While we learn and something about like learning and feedback.
Right. I also kind of want to make it, I don't want to make it sound this way, but I kind of want to make it sound like, not like, I don't want to be too nice about it because I feel like some businesses might not buy in as much. Like I want it to be like, we're looking for 5, like almost like that commitment. Like I would love 5
Yeah.
committed, versus like,
Yeah.
but it's like,
I think committed is,
right.
who will engage in the program and also provide feedback about the
Okay.
program or something. But yeah, I think the word committed is good to have in there.
Is important to put in there. Okay. So should I just say, we're looking for 5+ businesses to participate and commit to this pilot program over the next year?
I think it could just be for 5+ businesses to commit to participate or
Okay,
to commit to the program, commit to the pilot. That's fine.
Okay, so to commit to, I'll say to participating in this pilot program over the next year. And then I was thinking maybe just one sentence on what that involves. Like obviously it's not going to involve a ton, but just to kind of give them a baseline of what to expect, I guess. I don't know how we want to word that.
Businesses will receive coaching and support in the 4 sustainability areas of another.
Okay, yep. Let me pull that up so that I can actually write that out. I should know them by heart, but let's see.
Green purchasing, waste reduction,
Yeah,
recycling,
right.
and energy efficiency.
Yes, I think you might be right.
I don't know if those are in the right order. But
Okay, so we have green purchasing in the areas of green purchasing, waste reduction. Else is here, recycling and energy efficiency. Businesses will receive individual coaching and support in the areas of green purchasing, waste reduction, recycling, and energy efficiency tailored to their specific
yes,
business or sector. I don't know how else to.
tailored to their specific business, because even within a sector, I could imagine some businesses need help with
That's true. There's variability.
takeout containers versus not, or
That's true.
what energy efficiency stuff they need depends not just on their sector, but on whether they own or rent the building.
Right. Right.
So, yeah,
That's true. Okay. Tailored to their specific business. Maybe we'll say complimentary coaching and support.
yes,
Like just to
so they don't think they have to
yeah, they have to pay or
pay
anything.
$200 an hour for it.
Exactly. Okay, so businesses will receive complimentary coaching and support in the areas of green purchasing, waste reduction, recycling, and energy efficiency tailored to their specific business. Should I say meetings can take place virtually or in person, like just to throw that out there, or is that too much info for the first blast?
I think that's too much for the first blast, but maybe that goes on the web page part.
Okay, yep.
Or
Yeah,
like
right.
in some of the like about the pilot, we
Yes.
might have some of the same language you just wrote, but then
Yep.
also maybe about, could meet virtually or in person, can meet
Yep.
with one, and like we may convene all the pilot groups together to
Right.
support
Okay.
one another.
Together. Okay.
Like some of this, I think, could go on the web page instead.
That's good. And then maybe we can end it with just one line of like either like our mission or our goal or something like just to kind of
Like the
solidify
ESC mission or
or the mission of this
business.
pilot program, like, our goal or our intention or something is to
Mhm.
like have Wakefield, I mean, this is not the wording, but like have Wakefield businesses instill whatever better practices, more sustainable practices as a
Mhm.
town-wide or something. I mean, I even notice it like, on the Cape, there's certain areas that are like very much in, you can go
Yeah.
somewhere and compostable things. And then there's other places where it's the complete opposite. And it does show the culture of kind
Yeah.
of per town. So,
Right.
I don't know if we want to just, I mean, we can come up with that later too, but I don't know if you have any thoughts.
I mean, we could say something like the intent is to support as well as promote and celebrate businesses who want to make sustainable choices and or choices that support a sustainable environment, something like that. Because like
Yeah.
sometimes in a business context, sustainable means we have enough profit that we can stay open next year.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Like not business sustainable, but
Yep. Yep.
environmentally sustainable. So I think
Environmental
we,
sustainability.
yeah,
That's true. Nice. Environmentally sustain. Okay. I like that.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And I can, you know, I'll tweak that and just make that
Cool.
sound a little bit better, but that's good to sort of have that there for the post. When are we looking to do this post and who will be posting it?
Well, I can certainly post it because I post on
Okay.
behalf of the ESC. So send me the words and I can post it. I would say let's wait until we put the page up because then we can link to the page for people to find more
Okay.
info, right? I think,
So I will come up with the wording for the website page
yeah.
and the
Yeah, I mean,
word.
and I would say like we should probably stick to like a page, but we can certainly have some sort of formatting within it. So can I share screen? Do I have that capability? Oh, I do. Look at that.
You do very cool.
Apparently. So like I'm on our webpage
Yep.
here. Um, so like I would say we just add another in this left nav.
Oh yeah.
Um, so for instance, like the program and helpful tips one, we've got like
Yep.
different sections and can
Yep.
do the jump to. So we've got sections about the different things. And there are a couple
Okay.
even that we had called out for business owners. Um,
Awesome.
but like make a new page, have like a one pager that is the green business program, and we could have some text about the pilot and what we're looking to do, and then have the section that is like, here are the 4 pillars and the actions, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like I would just say, let's modify the existing content so that we could envision it all living on one page and not have to be like,
Okay.
prep, here's what the pilot is, link to a separate page about the points or
Right.
not the points, but like the categories. I think if we can
Yep.
just like put it all onto a sort of one page all in one place with,
Okay.
here's what the pilot's about. And it's easy. So I don't want to say this too loud, but Jen who does all the communication stuff on the website. She's
Yeah.
very helpful at making updates. Like I send her updates to this page, like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a new place where you can recycle whatever thing
Yep. And then she'll do it.
every so often, and she can turn them around real quick to add stuff. So, I think we can easily put it on a page, and then as new stuff comes up, like, oh, we want to make clearer that
Right.
meetings are happening in person or virtually, or we want to, say that it's full, or say that we're still looking, or say, whatever, we can
Got
like
it.
make adjustments to the page once it's up
Yeah,
there.
because she's pretty good about
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
timely with that. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So I think something like if we can just sort of put together a page,
Okay.
um,
Do you want me to send you over like a visual of the pillars? Like, is that helpful so you can upload that? Like, is in terms of like imagery, or like
I
I'm
don't,
just, or just name it.
I think just name it, it's fine. I don't know how much, I'm looking now at like other pages on the site, just from like a sort of formatting perspective.
Yep.
Um, shit. Like there's this page that has like a visual. This was the one
Mm-hmm.
about the plastics bylaw, so it's got,
Right.
sections and a visual. Um, I guess that's not actually on our page. Um, they're just different like pieces of content and stuff like that. So,
Right.
or some of them link out to entirely different places, apparently. Anyway, yeah, I would say whatever just sort of makes sense on the page itself.
Okay.
And then for a post,
We'll link to that
we'll
page.
link to
Like, can
that
we?
page. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll put a little less info with the link, and then it'll go to kind of a little more extensive.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
right.
And then should we have a contact? Did we talk
Yeah,
about this
and
last?
it should be the ESC at wakefield.ma.us email address. And then when stuff comes into that, because I get access to that, and I check it regularly. So if something comes in specific to green businesses, we can
Mhm.
like I can forward it to the both of us so that we can both be on the reply, and we should just keep the ESC at email on CC for any threads that we get into with the business.
Okay. Sometimes I've seen it before where I have to respond to somebody and they say, like, please title your email like ESC pilot program or something. Is that helpful if you guys are weeding out emails, or you just don't get as too much email that it doesn't really
We
matter?
don't get such a volume of email that it's necessary.
Okay.
I don't want to
Okay.
make things harder than
Ask them to do anything. That's fine. That works.
we don't get a ton of email to that address, and half of it is
Okay.
stuff from
Yeah.
ourselves
Yeah.
where we see,
Yeah.
like I send something out to the
Right.
ESC announcements list and I CC the ESC for
I
the
gotcha.
sake
Okay.
of it being recorded. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I
yeah. No,
think
that makes sense.
yeah, it's a dozen a week type
Okay.
of
So
volume.
that's
So
okay. So
we
we're
do
good. So
we're fine.
we can kind of weed through this.
Yeah.
I was even thinking with the green business piece, there are businesses here and in Wakefield too that like they do use compostable materials, but they don't compost, which I always find so funny because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're using compostable things, but we have no place to put them. Like
Right.
I think sometimes that disconnect, I feel like a committee such as ours can really bridge that
And
gap
that's,
with.
yeah, and that's exactly what my hope is for this, that like we'll identify some of those things where it's like a small change somewhere, like, okay, what we need is a centralized compost bin that these businesses have access to, or what we need is a discounted program for businesses to sign up for
Mhm.
Black Earth, or
Yeah.
like if we just identify some of these things, like I really want to do this but we don't have pickup. Oh, okay, well, how can we address that hurdle? Like I think a big part of the pilot is going to be finding via these pilot businesses what the specific hurdles are, and then seeing
Mhm.
what we can do about it, either advocating stuff in town or with various partners, or like finding some resource somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's what
Definitely. Doing a little
where
bit
I
of
hope
that
this
legwork.
goes. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Same page.
cool. Like I heard
All right.
there's a pilot going on in the city of Boston. It's like bigger scale, for having some centralized compost bins. And they're in like these little, like almost sort of shed looking things, like the bin sits in a
Okay.
little bin
Yeah.
box.
Well said. Sure.
That I guess folks have access to. I think it's more for like neighborhood
Yeah.
settings, but they're like in a little box so that they're covered and they're not just like out in the
Yeah.
world, but
Right.
they've started. Black Earth Compost can now service these buildings that didn't otherwise have compost
Really cool.
available. So stuff
That's
like
really cool. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Um, all right, cool. So, all right, so we talked about the next steps to launch the program.
Yeah. So I
So,
think like making a page, like having the content of it ready, and then we can send it to
yep,
Jen. She happens to be on vacation right now. So
yep,
when she gets back, we'll get that up there. And then as soon as it's up, we can send out the Facebook post and share
yep,
it around. Like I think, we'll post it from the ESC, but then you and I can individually like reshare it
yep.
personally or on community groups and
Yeah,
things.
I think that's great.
And having
And
it
is our
available for before town day, I think would be good.
yep, okay.
When is
And
it?
is our goal
End of
kind of that?
September?
Yeah, it's
I can't have,
September.
I can't keep its date straight in my head.
I think it's beginning of September. I think it's September. Is it September?
21st.
Oh, okay, it is September.
September 7th is the one we were going to be at the
Oh, is
farmers
it Porch
market
Fest?
and Porch
Porch Fest?
Fest.
That's what it was. I was like, I have that date in my head. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 weeks after that.
Okay. So yeah, Town Day is the 21st. Okay, perfect. So yeah,
So
that
I would think
actually,
we ought to be able to have that up by then. And then we can also do like a little similar to what we did for the EV showcase, like a little business card with a QR
yep,
code pointing to that web page that
yep,
we can, hand out as we walk around. Because people,
got
I think it can be nice for someone to have something that they can take away and,
yeah,
find later in their pocket when they're thinking about it rather than having to sign
yeah.
up on the spot.
You mean at Town Day to like give that out at Town Day? Is that what you're saying?
At town day, and just if we're going to walk around, like, oh, I'm going to
Yeah,
the coffee shop or whatever, I'll go bring it
right.
and ask them.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I think that's great. I love Town Day for that reason. I think it's really cool to talk to other business owners and you know, have those conversations. All right. Is there anything else along the lines of the program, or are we kind of good with our next steps?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Next meeting date? That's what's up next on this. So we have today's the 24th. Looking about a month out. So do we want to do either Wednesday, the 28th, the 21st?
21st would be better for me.
Okay, so let's do that.
Yeah.
That works for me. So we'll do Wednesday, August 21st at 7:30. This time works great. Any matters not anticipated? No.
Nothing that I can think of.
Okay, none for me. All right. So I guess motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All right. So
All right.
we're good
Yes.
to go.
All right.
All
Good.
right. So
Thank you.
8 o'clock, short and sweet. All right. So I'll get to
Nice.
work on this stuff then. We'll be in
Cool.
touch.
Sounds
All
good. All
righty.
right. Have a
All
fun
right. Have a
time at the
good.
Cape.
Yeah. Thanks so much.